Dodgers Nation, take a deep breath. Because what's coming now is a mix of glory, nostalgia, and uncertainty. On one side, there's Michael Kopech, the arm that ignited the bullpen in 2024 and now, after a season marked by injuries and frustration, becomes a free agent, a talent that burned bright, but whose body couldn't keep up with his fire. And on the other, the heart of the Blue Nation beating through farewells, 7 Dodgers players entering free agency after back-to-back championships, including names that defined eras: Miguel Rojas, Kike Hernandez, and the legendary Clayton Kershaw, finally hanging up his cleats and saying goodbye as a 2-time world champion. It's the end of a golden cycle and the beginning of a new pursuit. Dodgers Nation feels the weight, but also the pride of those who witness history being written with sweat, tears, and impossible home runs. Leave a like and drop a comment. Dodgers Nation, because this space belongs to those who truly live the blue, in victory and in longing. News 1. Michael Kopech arrived in Los Angeles in 2024 with an energy that seemed tailor-made for the Dodgers bullpen. After several unstable years in Chicago, he finally found the right stage. Chavez Ravine, the crowd roaring with every strike, and a team that trusted his electric arm. He made only 24 appearances that season, but his impact was immediate. A 1.13 ERA, 29 strikeouts in 24 innings, and the feeling that he had finally found his place. In the postseason, he proved it wasn't a fluke. 10 games, a 3.00 ERA, ice in his veins in the biggest moments. It was the kind of story the Blue faithful love, talent, resilience, and the promise of something even bigger ahead. But what came next, no one saw coming. In 2025, his body began to take its toll. First the shoulder, then the knee, and the cycle repeated. Injured list, return, another setback, and back to the IL. 3 separate stints, a sequence of stops that kept Kopech from finding his rhythm. Still, in the few times he climbed the mound, he showed who he really is. 11 innings, 12 strikeouts, a 2.45 ERA. Even without consistency, his fastball remained among the top 10% in velocity across MLB. And even more impressive, not a single hard hit ball allowed all season. A small sample, but a powerful statement. It shows that when he's healthy, Kopech is still a real threat to any hitter. The question now is, who's willing to bet on him? Behind the scenes, the feeling is bittersweet. The Dodgers know what he can deliver, but they also understand the risk of committing to someone with recent injury history. On the other hand, any team looking for a dominant bullpen arm should be watching closely. A short-term deal with performance incentives might be the way. For the fans, it's a mix of frustration and empathy. Frustration, because everyone saw Kopech as a key piece for another October run. Empathy, because fans understand what it's like when the body stops the dream from continuing. And in Los Angeles, talent has never been the problem. The challenge is keeping the engine running all the way to the end. Looking at all of it, you can feel the dilemma. Kopech became a symbol of transition for the Dodgers, a bold gamble that worked for a while, but was halted by physical limits. Even so, his name remains marked in blue. And in the end, maybe that's what defines a true Dodger, not just what he achieves, but what he endures. If he comes back healthy, whether in LA or somewhere else, no one will be surprised to see him shine again. News 2. The echo of the final out of the World Series was still ringing through Chavez Ravine when reality began to sink in. The Dodgers' golden era might be about to change shape. back-to-back champions, eternal heroes. But now 7 players from the roster are entering free agency, and among them, names that carry more than stats. They carry history, identity, and emotion. Clayton Kershaw, the face of a generation, hangs up his cleats and says goodbye at the top. Miguel Rojas and Kike Hernandez, pillars of the clubhouse and of the blue culture, might be on their way out. And while the celebration still lit up the Los Angeles sky, the feeling was the same. Something was ending. This scene repeats itself in every great cycle of success. After glory come the hard decisions. The MLB's list included Kopech, Conforto, Heaney, and Yates, players who, for different reasons, didn't take part in the decisive series. But the fans' focus turned to Rojas and Kike. Rojas, the 36-year-old veteran, shined in the moment when everything seemed lost. That home run in the 9th inning of Game 7, tying the game and opening the door for an epic comeback. A scene that will live forever in Dodgers Nation's memory. And when Max Muncy said, "That home run brings tears to my eyes," he spoke for all of us, for every fan who's ever believed when the impossible looked certain. Kershaw, meanwhile, closes his career exactly as he deserved. As an absolute icon, a 2-time world champion, owner of a legacy that redefined what it means to be a Dodger. He lived through the weight of expectations, the pain of defeat, and finally, the glory, twice. His retirement leaves a void that goes far beyond the pitcher's mound. It's the end of an era, the kind of moment that makes a fan stop, take a deep breath, and realize how fast time flies when you live the blues so intensely. Behind the scenes, uncertainty looms large. Rojas might retire, but he's also talking about one last run. Kike Hernandez enters free agency once again, surrounded by questions. Will he stay in Los Angeles or take the path of someone chasing a new challenge? He flirted with the Yankees before, and the market is surely watching. The fans, of course, are torn. They want to see the championship roster stay intact, but they know baseball doesn't forgive nostalgia. In LA, rebuilds are inevitable, but the spirit remains. Deep down, all of this says a lot about what the Dodgers have become. A team that learned how to win, but also how to reinvent itself. And maybe that's what Dodgers Nation admires most. This ability to face the end of the cycle not as a defeat, but as part of the journey. Because as long as there's blue at Chavez Ravine, there will be hope, faith, and the certainty that the next chapter might be even more remarkable. You know that silence that fills the stadium when the celebration ends? That's what Dodgers Nation feels right now. A mix of pride and emptiness. On one side, the farewell of Clayton Kershaw, the man who became synonymous with the Dodgers, who carried the team for years until he finally saw the dream come true twice. On the other, the possible goodbye of heroes like Miguel Rojas and Kike Hernandez, pillars of a clubhouse built on unity and purpose. And still, the uncertainty surrounding Michael Kopech, the talent who arrived with fire and left fighting against his own body. These stories intertwine into something bigger. The cycle of blue faith. Because in Los Angeles, every season is a mix of redemption and rebirth. 2024 was the awakening, 2025 the challenge, and 2026 will be the question. What comes next? But if there's one thing Dodgers fans have learned, it's that this team always finds a way. Even when the pain of goodbyes hits hard, the flame of hope keeps burning, like the stadium lights that never completely go out, even after the last out. Being a Dodger means believing, even when October silence feels heavy. It means carrying in your chest a color that never fades, a passion that never rests. And that's why, no matter what happens, Dodgers Nation will never stop dreaming. Share your thoughts. Dodgers Nation, which of these stories moved you the most? And leave a like to show that this passion never fades, even when the cycle changes. Because here, it's the real fans who speak.